Filling my pot. 2 Kings 4 verses 1-7. The wife of a man from the company of the prophets cried out to Elisha, "Your servant my husband is dead, and you know that he revered the Lord. But now his creditor is coming to take my 2 boys as his slaves." Elisha replied to her, "How can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" "Your servant has nothing there at all," she said, "except a small jar of olive oil." Elisha said, "Go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask for just a few. Then go inside and shut the door behind you and your sons. Pour oil into all the jars, and as each is filled, put it to one side." She left him and shut the door behind her and her sons. They brought the jars to her, and she kept pouring. When all the jars were full, she said to her son, "Bring me another one." But he replied, "There is not a jar left." Then the oil stopped flowing. She went and told the man of God, and he said, "Go, sell the oil and pay your debts. You and your sons can live on what is left." This woman had her pot of oil, but she did not have enough oil to cover her needs until she met the servant of God. The oil represents the presence of God in our life, and the more full we are of His presence, the greater the blessing. How is your pot today? Is it full enough of the Holy Spirit, or have you filled it with different things? Are you filling your pot with only this? TV, hobbies, pride, bad character, worked, family, commitments. What have you filled your pot with? If your pot does not have the correct content, it is time to empty it, clean it, and ask the Holy Spirit to fill it again. There are occasions that when our pot is occupied with the wrong content, it spoils it, and it is necessary to look for a new one so that what we deposit in it can remain. On a certain occasion, my husband had a cup that he liked a lot. It was his favorite. One day he dropped it on the floor, and apparently nothing happened to the cup, but every time he drank coffee it leaked from somewhere, and when we checked it, we noticed that it had a crack that caused the liquid to spill. The same thing happens with our spiritual life. If our pot is leaky somewhere, the presence of God escapes from us. Those pots are us, and we need the potter to make us again so that the presence of the Lord remains. Jeremiah 18 verses 3-4. So I went down to the potter's house, and I saw him working at the wheel. But the pot he was shaping from the clay was marred in his hands, so the potter formed it into another pot, shaping it as it seemed best to him. What is the correct content to fill my pot? Word reading, worship, prayer, fast, congregate, praise, constant relationship with the Holy Spirit. Let's fill our pot with treasures that last and are worth keeping. Let's not waste more time on things that take us away from God. It's time to get up and reach the goal. Isaiah 60 verse 1. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you.